Hi, just going to relaunch the app here then, and so we can just watch it launch there. But what I'll show today is what I added to my app from the last assignment. So I continued on from the last assignment instead of making a new one, and what I mainly focused on was making working with APIs, working with my login credentials, and trying using as much external uses as possible. So first off, my registration page is the first thing that comes up after the splash screen, and it's simple. I can sign up with my email address, or if I already have an account assigned, I can just sign in here itself. But what I'll do is, this is one option to register. If I go here and I want to log in, if I already have an account, I can just put in my details where I signed up previously in the last one, or what I use is I use the Google API to sign in from that. So if I just to bring this screen over here, this is on my Firebase authentication. Now there's no users at all signed up here now at the moment. So if I was to go back and go to login, say test at test IE, and then just a random password, and I'll try and sign in. It comes up with the loading bar, but it not going to work. It'll redirect the user since there's no account. But if I was to go back and say sign up, then so say test at test .ie or whatever, and then a random password. Then I go to register user. Then the registering user comes up, acknowledges my sign in, and then here I am on my home screen now, where I just have the welcome message just showing the active user signed in at the moment, and then a quick option to log out. But also, of course, in the menu, the log out option will always be here, a bit more user friendly, but that's just there just to make it quick and handy for any practices. And then if I was to go back then to my Firebase authentication and I just refresh it, I then have the test at test.ie signed up there then. And that's just one quick way of signing up there itself with those credentials. But what I was wanting to show you there then, so if I just go to log out, then through the menu option, it logs me out and I can't go back. It just closes the app since you're not able to sign back in itself. So if I go back into the app, go through the splash screen again, and then if I try to sign in, it will work then this time around. So if I go, it was a test. So it was test at test.ie, test.ie. 1, 2, 3, 4, just random password. And if I just sign in, sign user in, it should have signed me in there now. Was this the right password I used? Or maybe I left out one of them. Now, there we go, I just left out something, but I signed back in there now itself. But then I'll just log out quickly again, and then this is the other option I want to show then is through the Google API to make it quicker. If I just go sign in there itself, what always came up previously then is user is logged in successfully now. I would have went through the verification option of signing in through my account, but I just haven't that disconnected yet. But if I go over then again to my authentication, I have signed in with my Google account. It just went through automatically, and there it is my account signed up, verified under the provider. So there's another option of signing in there itself to make it a lot easier. So now to run through the app, and what I have added in is if I was to go to ratings now, a part of the menu system, it's a little same. So these are all similar. These are different places that were actually there previously. on Waterford Crystal, Reginald's Tower, Greenway, and the Medieval Museum and such. What I added in is the two bottom ones here itself, as well as a part of ratings. When you're going to be wanting to rate something, you're going to want to have an idea of something. So in videos, if you go in, it's Waterford top spots, and it's if I press the play button here, what will happen then is it will start to load up. It'll start to load up a YouTube link with multiple videos that are compiled together then into a playlist. So first off, it start off with Waterford Crystal. So I'll just wait until it opens up there. But yeah, it plays, it opens up, that's it. So I'll leave that with you. But what I want to go then here is your own personal reviews. So inside here, you say in Bishop's Palaces, you can give it a rating or give it a preliminary check, and then you know what your rating is. But then what you want to do is you give your own personal reviews. So if you go in here, what you can do is click on the links below, and then you get to add some details. Now this here is just some data that's been added. Sorry, this is just some data that I was adding in just to test around with. But say I was to one of these places that I was looking at reviews. So say I want to review the palace. What I'll do is I'll go add a review, but I can't. You need to enter a comment first. So what I'll do then is when I was there, I'd say my experience was good. Then I add the review. My comment was added then, and then if I scroll down, there we go. My experience was good. And then if I want to know more about it, I can just click in on it, and then I have more of my options here. So to get more and more options here, I can add or I can edit details to it if I want to. So my experience was good, but if I want to, I don't know, add a bit more to that, time was good. Just add that, then my time was good. And then what I have above here then itself is I want to add more to it, to rating bar. And I say I want to give that a 4 out of 5. I can just add that again, and then it was added, and then I give it a 4 out of 5, and the time was good. I couldn't really get rid of this, but you're tracking your own individual stuff on each place. So if I was wanting to go back and then see I have it there, if I was to hold in on this now, what I can do is I can update the details on Waterford Crystal or all the other options here in all the places and add further comments to it. Or what I can do is I can just delete it off, and then it's actually deleted itself there then. So to see that this actually works, I have this one here, which is BB. And if I used to go over into my database, I have this in my database set up for my locations and everything I was tracking. And I believe inside here was Waterford Crystal left review. That's the unique identifier, and then it was under the location name BB I just put in very quickly. So what I'll do is I will go back into here. I'll go into BB, and I will. What I'll do? I'll go back and I'll just add a rating to it as well. So I'll just put in hello, and I'll give it a rating of 1. And then I'll just press add. Then that's been added. And if I go back over here then, and then if I go into my tracks, I have right here the exact same unique identifier, which is ending in UZV. I go in here, and then I go in to check it. And then there we go. My further additional comments is added to it, which is hello and then 1. So this is just pretty much, this is the overall selection of where you want to review, and then just give it a title. And then this is the more in-depth option to give it a bit more of a personal track. And then this is all retrievable information since it's all been stored on the cloud. So you go back into the app, and then you'll always have this information here for you to use. And then what else I wanted to show then is briefly is places. Places is a place where I was going to go for the maps, and I never got it actually fully working. I just have Google coming up here in the bottom left hand corner of the maps, not fully coming up. Everything was put in but never came up, so that would have been a nice feature to add a bit more to it, but that's all I have there at the moment. Anything there now? So I have the donates and the places and ratings, and then the log out, and then the sign in authentication. So say if I was wanting to say if I go back into my own review of Zero Dawn itself, and say on this RET one here, we'll keep an eye on that over here. Where is that now? So if I go up here and close this, there it is, Reginald Tower. So that ends in KB1, and what I'll do then is I'll go back, I'll delete it off. Location is deleted. Go back, and then it's no longer there. Go to the database. It's no longer there. They're both gone. So that was pretty much what I was wanting to show you there on the app today. There's multiple options I was trying to add in here. Some things didn't work out, but this was the setting up the consistency and using the multiple APIs and having the persistency throughout the app there itself. So I hope you enjoyed, and thank you very much for watching.